Well, I had the terrible displeasure of having to travel public air travel.
Recently. It was terrible. Our private jet got delayed, and
the delivery of it got delayed, which is ironic. But let me tell you one thing that really miffed me was the amount of people with exposed toes on that flight.
Don't get me started, Sterling.
Absolutely disgusting. We are enclosed in space, and people are breathing in, and you've got your toes sticking out, shining for everybody to see, screaming with their bad odors.
Do you realize how dirty the bottom of a plane is? They turn those planes over in about 10 minutes, is all I'm saying. So if you're going to be walking up and down the aisles with your little chompers hanging out.
Absolutely disgusting. People put their feet up on other people's, the back of their seat, I've heard. I was in first class. I wasn't back there in business or economy or coach,
you sent me back to business class because we could only have one seat.
Unfortunately, there was only one seat available in first class.
That's right. So I experienced the worst of it.
Yes.
Let me tell you, first of all, I could smell the odor of the seatmate behind me wafting through the crack.
I mean, and I know they have all body deodorant. Would it kill somebody to put some all body deodorant on themselves?
Exactly. We are in the 2025 century.
Yes, this is absolutely terrible. And a person shouldn't have their toes exposed outside of the home anyway. Let me just say that, okay?
Do you know, I believe that this to be true, that most of your viruses come from the feet up.
Absolutely, 100% of your viruses will be caught.
So I'm wondering why, when we go to a hotel, I went on a girls' weekend. 2 of my friends are trotting around the hotel room with bare feet.
Absolutely disgusting.
Nothing covering their toes, nothing covering the bottom of their feet.
Gross.
I believe that there were drug addicts that could have been in that hotel before us.
Absolutely. I think 1 out of every 3 hotel rooms will have a hypodermic needle in there somewhere in that carpet.
That is true.
I don't even take my shoes off in my own home. Okay?
Right.
I keep my shoes on. I have a pair of house shoes that I wear, that I put on when I'm around the house. Well, I have bed slippers when I go into my bedroom.
Exactly.
And then I have night shoes that I put on when I get into my bed and go to sleep.
And we are both healthy as a horse.
Never been sick in 26 years.
Because we do not allow our feet to be exposed to the elements. And that is something, they say wash your hands, but then they're walking around here with just
dirty feet spreading their old feet germs everywhere. Disgusting.
It is unbelievable.
I can't believe what this country has come to.
Me neither. And now they have those barefoot shoes.
Oh, don't even get me started.
I don't understand that.
What does that mean? How is it? That's like a jumbo shrimp. How do you have barefoot shoes?
Now I do have plantar fasciitis.
Very bad fasciitis.
I will be vulnerable since this is what this is about.
This is a safe space we're gonna share with you today.
I have plantar fasciitis, so I have had a hard time finding shoes that work for me. And then all of a sudden, the Google was trying to show me these barefoot shoes.
Oh yes. Yes, what a waste of money. They're shoes, but there's no bottom to it. I don't understand. It was like a Flintstones car.
I don't understand why somebody would choose to wear a shoe that replicates being barefoot.
And you're talking about plantar fasciitis. Why is plantars the #1 nut in this country?
No,
okay.
that is.
I'm gonna talk about that for a second.
That is a good point.
I don't think plantars deserve that title anymore. That Mr. Peanut is past his prime. Okay,
I agree.
I think there's an Emerald company that does very fine nut
Good.
distribution.
And honestly, Yolanda brought us back from the store brand. And I can tell you that I did not understand a difference between that peanut and a Planters nut.
You mean to tell me I've been eating a store brand peanut?
Well, I'm sorry, Sterling. We were trying to cut costs.
That is absolutely atrocious.
The economy is hard right now. The economy is hard. Have you noticed a difference in your nuts? Be honest.
Yes, I have. I've been less satisfied with my nuts. There, I've said it. I'll be vulnerable. I will share as well. My nuts are not the same anymore.
Well, that is for sure the truth. I can attest to that. However,
yes,
the store brand nuts are just as good as Mr. Peanut. And they have clear vision. Mr. Peanut
has to wear
needs a corrective lens.
Yes, he needs a corrective lens.
And I'm all for abled and non-able bodies.
Yes.
I'm an ableist. You know what, Mr. Peanut, wear your spectacles.
Next time I'm gonna find me a monocle. I'm gonna bring one next time.
I would not mind having a spectacle of my own. It's very stunning.
Honey, you are a spectacle.
Oh, I take that as a compliment.
I must have said it wrong.
Okay. Well, what else are we talking
What else, Dan?
about?
What else gets you angry? What else people rise?
Instant coffee.
Instant coffee.
Well, now, I do like those little
What is that move?
It's I think you recognize this one. You shake it in the packet, you rip it out, and you pour it in.
Oh, you're talking about one of them powdery things, and
Yes.
you stir it up to
Now,
it.
I like that kind of instant coffee.
I can't abide by it, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't have enough time to boil a pot of water and then run it through a little French press or a percolator or a Chemex or something like that, then I don't even want it. I don't even want to drink it. I don't even want to see it. It's
Well,
disgusting.
here's my question for you.
What?
Do you believe in drinking coffee without a straw? Because it is a known fact that a straw will not stain your teeth.
Now, that is good. I've seen some people in Hollywood, and there's some real power players.
Yes.
They'll drink coffee out of a straw.
I think that is the way to go. If you drink coffee, you need to drink it with a straw.
But I don't understand why everything has to be instant. Why can't you just wait? Why can't you just sit and wait
The world
2 or 3
is
minutes?
moving, Sterling. People don't have time. A lot of people have to clock in those
The punch
thingies,
cards?
a punch
card,
card.
yes.
I wouldn't know about that, but I've seen it, and they don't have time.
Certainly, we've automated time clocks at some of our factories.
I don't
so
think
people
there's
don't even
any
do it
time. Are there
anymore.
time clocks left?
No, not really.
I
They're
don't
just
think
they're
so.
biometric sensors that tell when you come onto the property of our factories.
Oh, okay. That
So
makes
we're
sense.
tracking
Yes,
everything.
At our factories.
We've
yes.
outlawed coffee altogether. We don't even have time for instant coffee at our factories. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about in the home where people
In
have
the
time
home,
to sit.
I
and
do
have-
believe if you have guests over, we
Yes.
have gone over to some houses, and I can promise you, they try to serve us instant coffee.
Absolutely. I'll never return to the
Because
Kardashians.
after the meal,
Went to the Kardashians for one brunch.
Right, and
they
we
had
will not be
instant
returning.
coffee. Unbelievable.
that's the kind of people.
Absolutely disgusting.
That's the kind of people you get. You can tell by somebody's coffee if they say, "Would you like me to brew a cup?" If they are back within 3 minutes,
That's not brewed.
They
That's
have
an
not
instant
brewed a
coffee.
cup.
That's not an instant coffee.
it is not.
Unbelievable. Now that tells me something else. I'm tired of all this NA, non-alcoholic this, non-alcoholic that. You know, next thing you know, they'll be making non-alcoholic bourbon. God forbid.
Oh, I don't think that's going to happen. But I really don't understand it because I don't even like the taste of beer.
Oh,
So I just try to plug my nose and chug it back like a lady.
yes, like a good lady. See,
You know?
non-alcoholic beer. Listen, if you don't want to drink, you don't drink. I got no problem with you. If you're
Right.
making these choices in your own life, do what's best for you. But don't try and pretend like, oh, I'm hanging out with the fellas,
Right.
popping back a cold one of a Caliber or some other strangely named non-alcoholic beer.
And they have every different kind now.
You know that exactly.
What is that?
I don't know. I don't say that
It
beer
doesn't
is
make
beer.
any sense.
Doesn't make any sense at all. I tell you, you are being a liar if you're drinking
But that
non-alcoholic
is a good
beer.
idea,
What?
non-alcoholic bourbon, especially for Uncle Tommy. Because once he gets going,
That's true.
we could just
Well,
switch
if you
it
switch
around.
it around after the first one, that would be a good
and
idea.
say, yes.
Maybe that's what it's intended for. You're non-alcoholic, you're switching it into your uncles and your aunts and your relatives that don't know how to control themselves.
Exactly. Now there is an idea. I am a positive mindset about that.
Are you?
Yes.
What is so funny? What has tickled
I can't
you?
think of my words.
What
I
has
can't
tickled you?
have my
Perhaps
words.
maybe you should switch to non-alcoholic beers before we start tasting these
maybe
things.
that margarita this morning could have been a little bit more non-alcoholic.
Yeah, perhaps. But I tell you, you won't find me without alcohol first thing in the morning.
Now I have a question for you, Sterling.
What is it, my love?
Me and you have not been to a movie theater since before the pandemic.
Yes, ma'am.
And I don't think people are going to movie theaters anymore.
Because they're taking the shoes off in the movie theaters. I refuse to walk in a movie theater.
I
Somebody's
don't
got their
know
shoes
about
off.
that. I have seen some of that.
Yes.
Now I'm wondering, do you think the movie theaters are going to last?
Oh, no,
Do you think we're going to have even a movie theater? I mean, we have a movie theater in our house, of course.
Of course we do. Now, if you remember, I tried to invest heavily in video cassette recorders back in the 1980s.
Yes.
Unfortunately,
It
I
was a
chose a
buzz.
Laserdisc company. And then I went to Betamax. Those were both abject failures, so that's on me. But I think cinema's dead.
Yeah,
I haven't had the
think
desire to
cinema's
go to
coming
a
back.
movie in a long time. Till I saw videos of those people watching, those kids watching that mining movie, Coal Miner's Daughter, whatever it is. They're jumping up in the stands and they're throwing popcorn. Look like a good time. I say, yeah, it looked like a good time. That's the kind of movie I want to go see. Something where it
don't
makes you throw
know.
popcorn at the screen. I love it.
Minecraft?
That's it, Minecraft. That was the
Oh, I
good one.
like him.
Yes,
What's his name? Jack?
Jack Black.
Oh, I
Jack
like
Black.
him.
The very, very funny
Jack
fella,
Black
Jack Black.
is very funny.
Very
I saw
funny.
on a podcast the other night, he uses a CPAP machine.
No
like
kidding.
you do.
Yes, I do. I just do it just for the white noise. I can breathe fine. I just enjoy the white noise when I go to
Yes, he
sleep.
has to get every new trending thing. And when CPAPs became a thing,
I
all of a
had
sudden
them all.
Sterling had to have one.
I had to.
And
I
he
tell you-
tested so low on that sleep apnea scale, when he's asleep, I think he's dead.
Yes.
That's how soundly he sleeps, but he still's got that thing hooked up all the way to his nose.
I love it. I love it.
It's a turnoff. It's a turnoff for me.
It does make intimate relations a little more difficult to get her in the mood.
Because he refuses to take it off once it's on.
You sound like Darth Vader from the Star Wars.
It does. But you know, there's things we get around in every relationship, and with
yes.
the community can know this, that no matter your relationship,
No matter what your
you
relationship
have
is.
obstacles. There's CPAP machines.
There's erectile dysfunctions.
There is. There's
I've
vaginal
heard
dryness.
Vaginal
that is a
dryness.
big one.
I mean, sometimes, it is like we've moved to New Mexico some nights.
Sterling.
You just open the windows and just to get some moisture into the room.
Sterling.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. That was a little too sharing. That's my apology, Savannah. Now listen, I apologize for that. That's on me.
And New Mexico is a lovely place.
Yes, nothing against the people of New Mexico. They're
No.
lovely people. They're lovely.
They have those zero grass yards.
Well, yes,
Now,
because
grass was originally meant for the wealthy. Okay, and then all the commoners started growing grass.
all of a
and
sudden
now
everybody wants a lawn.
Everybody wants a lawn.
It used to be you just had your hut and some trees, and that was you were thankful for
Absolutely.
it. But
And
now
of
everybody
course-
wants a lawn and nice English garden.
Right.
How do I make my perfect green lawn happen on $30 a month? That's ridiculous. You can't.
Can't do it. And it's taken away from the environment.
Mm-hmm.
There
we go.
We have an oath to protect this Mother Earth. Now, I myself am an extreme supporter of the environment and of keeping things green.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, stop watering your yard. Stop it.
Oh, that's very controversial take. Very controversial. The only thing I like to see green is my bank account. Ha 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 ha.
Don't touch me.
Okay. Oh, now this is.
Oh, 100 men
Let me just say,
versus a gorilla.
100 men versus gorilla. I say, give me 5 good, strong graduates from the University of Alabama football team.
There we are.
Versus 100 gorillas, and we'll take them down.
I think
I'll be
that's
leading
true.
from the back, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
As you like to do.
Honestly, I think this whole debate is ridiculous. The first 3 or 4 men would go down and get their skulls crushed very quickly, and you lose about 92 of the other ones.
Well, I believe that 100 men could take a gorilla on. And
Have-
yes, you put the weaker ones in the front to kind of weaken up the gorilla. And then by the time you get to the more broody people, the ones using whoop watches, now they're going to be able to.
What in the world is a whoop watch?
You know what a whoop watch is. I bought you one for our anniversary, and you don't wear it.
I don't wear it because I don't understand it. I don't wear anything I don't
It
understand.
takes your biometrics.
I refuse.
It's very important to know what age you are.
I will remain.
And that doesn't mean what age God made you.
Nope.
It's what age you have made yourself, depending
what
on
age
how
you
hard
feel.
you work on your body.
Thanks to Pappy Van Winkle, I'm preserving myself at the age of 45.
That's true. We do have a contract that when we die, we will go back to our 45th year. Well, I haven't yet hit that. Of course, I'm in my early 30s.
Early 30s. You don't look
Very early 30s.
Very early 30s. You look fantastic.
But yes, we do have a contract for that.
Speaking of the gorilla conversation,
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to that. I'm gonna circle back around to that
Oh.
gorilla conversation. Have you ever seen a gorilla rip open a head of lettuce?
No.
Okay, I have. I've watched numerous videos. They feed the gorillas heads of lettuce. It just rips it open with one hand and eats the whole thing down. That is what they would do to a human skull.
There was a man, and he ripped a grapefruit in half in the grocery store.
I'm not talking about a grapefruit. The human skull is much harder than a grapefruit, but it's not harder than a whole head of lettuce.
Which is harder, a head of lettuce or a grapefruit?
That's a good question. That's the debate we need
What
to be
would
having.
be harder to rip in half, a head of lettuce
Or
or
a
a
grape-
grapefruit?
and we're
Because
talking about
according to
iceberg.
Albertus, I mean, he just ripped that thing right in half. Or
I
was it
don't
an
believe-
apple?
I don't believe.
I think it was an apple.
Savannah, I don't know. You don't know
I
what you're
can't
talking
remember.
about.
Can I
Anyways,
have
the
another
100
drink?
Yes,
Because I
100
am
men
getting
don't stand a
sober
chance.
over here.
100 men don't stand a chance against one gorilla.
My question is, 100 men versus a gorilla. What about one woman versus a gorilla? I give them one look.
Yes, I'll take the woman. Anytime. I'll
And
lay my
he's
money down,
going
especially
down.
my dear Savannah. You know what? We could arrange that maybe for just a fun outing. Go to the
That would be
go to the
fun.
Charleston Zoo and maybe get into
yes,
that gorilla
call your
enclosure.
contact at the Charleston Zoo. Tell them I
We are.
want to go with that gorilla.
We are quite philanthropists. We endowed the Charleston Zoo with the numerous checks.
Absolutely.
And I think that'll buy you entrance into that gorilla enclosure.
Yeah, get me in that gorilla cage. We'll see who goes down first.
That's what it is.
And it's not going to be me.
Let's talk about sports gambling here. I want to take a minute.
Sports betting.
Yes, because recently I have discovered there are numerous sports betting sites you can get on your phone. And I read a very interesting factoid that more people are investing in sports betting than they are in their 401ks or the New York Stock Exchange.
That is not an investment.
That is not an investment. I'm going to tell you younger kids, let me talk to my fellow kids here for a second now. This is not a secure bet. All right, you gamble at your own risk. And I have gambled almost my entire life, and I have almost lost my entire fortune numerous times.
The problem, and I don't have a problem going to the casino and getting on one of those slot machines,
We ain't
but
talking
when
about a
you're
casino.
getting into sports betting,
Oof.
now you're at home, you flip through the phone, or
Mm-hmm.
you have your assistant do it, and it's just boom, boom, boom.
That's it. You
That's
say bye,
too
bye,
bad.
bye.
I almost lost half of our retirement on Candy Crush, and that's not even sports betting.
And I was betting on the Cleveland Cavaliers, too, to go to the third round of the playoffs.
Right.
Boy, what a foolish gamble that was.
I mean-
And anyways, but you know who's really angry about this? The stock market people. And they're going to tell you about it. They're
Right.
going to tell you about all the dangers of sports gambling.
And I think that they're right.
I do, too. It's not a sure bet.
Do not sports bet.
Not like
do
a-
not bet at all.
A good corporation you can
you know
bet
what?
on.
Bet on God. How about that?
Now there, put
Bet
your
on
money
God.
in church. Now that, I hear that's the
That-
investment.
Now
Put your
people
money
are
in church.
investing not enough in church.
Because there's no taxation. It's fantastic.
Whatever
You can set up a church yourself. We
Right.
ought to do that,
We
Savannah. We
should
ought to
do
set up
that.
a church, and then we can do. We can have our own basketball team, and then we can bet on our own basketball team. Anyways,
Anyway.
yes, sports gambling.
Don't do it. And if you do have a problem with sports gambling,
Yeah, please call the number on the bottom of the
on the
screen.
bottom there, and right after you hit like and share.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think.
Yes. And also, if you have any gambling tips, like how to maximize your investment, we sure would appreciate some of those.
But I
too.
would love
Yes.
to learn how to bet.
Mm.
So if anybody has any advice on what to bet on,
Mm-hmm.
please let me know. What's the bet? Is it basketball? Is it football? What's the best spread?
Yeah.
That's they call
I like
the
that one.
spread.
I also like an over/under. You ever notice how sexual all these gambling terms are?
I never did until
Spread
just now.
and over/under
Oh.
and handicap.
Oh, I'm getting all pink.
Oh, I love it.
Oh my goodness. Handicap is not a sexual term, Sterling. That's a kink.
Don't shame me, Savannah. I don't appreciate that one bit.